It's Thursday night in Frenchtown Township, a sleepy lakeside community 40 miles south of Detroit. For fun, some bored teens decide to explore Boysville, an old abandoned juvenile detention center on the north side of town. As they wander the dark and decrepit hallways, it all seems like harmless mischief. Until something in the gymnasium stops them dead in their tracks. On the ground, underneath a broken door panel, there's a tarp. Peeking out from underneath the tarp is a foot. Initially, the teens assume it must be a mannequin. But when they lift up the tarp, their curiosity turns to terror. It's a dead body. In a panic, they run outside and call 911. Within minutes, Michigan State Police troopers are on the scene. While several troopers perform a security sweep,
couple rooms. Good, right?
Others head straight to the gymnasium to get a look at the body. The victim is a Caucasian female, fully clothed and lying face up.
Yeah, probably what, mid-20s, 30s maybe. Yeah. I think that's blood under her head, like she got hit or... Yeah. Well, I know it's bloody. I mean, it's cold in here.
It's been at least a couple days. I can't imagine that she would have been left here for over a week.
I don't know, man.
Near her body, troopers clock multiple shell casings.
Like, this is clearly a homicide. Yeah. Like, no questions asked.
But it's two other clues that grab their attention. Her body is covered in a mysterious liquid substance.
Yeah, it's not blood.
No. It's like bronze. Almost gold.
It's all over.
It's on her face, her arms.
On her neck.
Her shirt.
And there's a small metal tea light candle holder next to her right hip. While they wait for homicide detectives and CSI techs to arrive, a trooper notes they have their work cut out for them.
I can just tell you there's no cameras anywhere around here.
When homicide detectives arrive, they're unable to locate any form of identification on the victim. But utilizing a portable fingerprint scanner, they identify her as 23-year-old Kayla Sedoskey. Kayla's body is removed from the gymnasium and transported to the medical examiner's office. Now it's up to detectives to figure out who murdered her and why. The next morning, the medical examiner confirms that Kayla died from multiple gunshot wounds, including one to her head. As crime scene technicians continue to collect and process evidence, detectives make contact with some of Kayla's family and friends. They describe Kayla as a sweet, caring soul who loved anime and the outdoors. But in recent years, Kayla had struggled to find her way in the world. She'd lost custody of her beloved son. And for the past month, she'd been homeless and living underneath a local bridge. Detectives learned the last time anyone heard from Kayla was over 2 weeks ago, on February 15th. It was the day after Valentine's Day, and Kayla called several people from a soup kitchen to let them know how she was doing. Nothing she said hinted she was in trouble or in fear for her life. However, when detectives ask Kayla's loved ones if she had any problems with anyone, one name comes up repeatedly. Kayla's ex-boyfriend, 44-year-old Stephen Bales. They describe Stephen and Kayla's relationship as toxic, and when detectives look into Stephen's background, red flags surface immediately. In 2002, he was convicted of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old and sentenced to 12 years in prison. Then in 2021, he was arrested for strangling Kayla and sent back to prison. And earlier this year, in January of 2023, police records show Kayla took out a personal protection order against Stephen. In early February, she contacted authorities again to report that Stephen was violating that order. 2 days later, detectives reach out to Stephen Bales. Stephen tells them he's in Arizona on his honeymoon with his new wife, 26-year-old Norina Bales. He also volunteers that his cousin, 20-year-old Bryn Smith, is with them. Stephen promises detectives he'll call them back tomorrow and schedule an interview for when he's back in town, but he never follows through. Though detectives don't have any evidence Stephen was involved in Kayla's murder yet, they do have proof he's in violation of his parole terms, which gives them cause to issue a warrant for his arrest. As the hunt for Stephen begins, detectives locate Kayla's tent underneath the bridge where she was living, and they collect security footage from nearby street cameras. As detectives scan through the footage, they uncover crucial new evidence. Around 10 p.m. on the night of February 15th, cameras captured Kayla walking from the bridge to a liquor store parking lot. Minutes later, a black Mercury Milan pulls into the parking lot. Kayla gets into the Mercury, and the car takes off into the night. Detectives can't make out the driver or a license plate, but when they dig through vehicle registration records, they make a significant find. Stephen Bales owns a black Mercury sedan. On the heels of that revelation comes another. A local news reporter contacts police and tells them she's spoken with Stephen Bales too. And he told her that one of his roommates, 34-year-old Kaylin Ramsey, is the person responsible for Kayla's murder. Detectives obtain a search warrant and head to Stephen's apartment. When they arrive, no one answers. Police break the lock and make forced entry. Inside, the apartment is in utter disarray. But as investigators search through piles of clothes and trash, they find a potential clue. A box of tea light candles, identical to the one that was found next to Kayla's body. 2 days later, thanks to a tip from her ex-boyfriend, detectives learn that Kaylin Ramsey has been spotted with her new boyfriend in Wakeman, Ohio. Detectives make contact with Kaylin. At first, she agrees to meet them at the local sheriff's office, but she retains a lawyer and her interview gets rescheduled. Then, the following week, the case takes an unexpected turn. Stephen Bales' cousin Bryn Smith walks into a police station in Shelby, Ohio, and announces he has Kaylin Ramsey's murder confession on tape.
So I'm going to try to pull up this video of Caitlin, the one who supposedly killed Kayla, admitting that she did it.
Why did you do it? Threaten my son.
She threatened my son.
She said that she did it because she threatened her son.
Yeah.
Do you know some more information about that?
No, that's all I know.
Like,
I don't
was
go
it
to church.
like is
It
her?
was- apparently, she threatened her son at church. That's the most I know of that.
And how'd she kill her?
She said that she shot her twice
Okay.
on the video.
Where did you put the gun? In the river.
Who's the other person with you when this is being recorded?
That's Steve. He
That's
was with me when I recorded this.
Okay. So what's Steve's connection with this homicide?
I have no clue. I was not there. I don't know anything.
Did you have any involvement with her murder or anything?
No, I didn't even know it would happen.
Okay.
Until I was on Facebook and Kayla's missing. Hey, Kayla's missing.
Wow. I'm going to send that to the officer.
Shelby police contact the Michigan State Police and relay the information, and detectives make the 2-hour drive to Ohio to meet with Bryn. But as Bryn waits for them to arrive, what he doesn't know is that detectives already have proof he's lying. After her body was found, detectives learned from Kayla's family and friends that she communicated primarily through social media. So, police obtained warrants for her accounts, and they've been combing through all of her messages, looking for any clues that might point to her killer. That's how detectives found out that on February 10th, 5 days before Kayla's murder, Bryn sent her a message saying Stephen kicked him out of his apartment and he wanted to know if she'd be interested in hanging out. Kayla responded that she would. Afterwards, Bryn messaged Stephen and said, quote, "I got Kayla. She is in my hands now. She fell right into my trap." Stephen replied, quote, "LOL." Over the next several days, Bryn and Kayla exchanged several flirty messages. And Kayla had no idea that behind Bryn's loving words, something calculated and evil was brewing. On the night of Kayla's murder, Stephen and Bryn's plan went into action. Bryn messaged Kayla and asked where she was so he could come pick her up. Based on these messages and Kaylin Ramsey's alleged video confession, detectives suspect Stephen, Bryn, and Kaylin were involved in a conspiracy to murder Kayla. Now they're hoping Bryn will crack and tell them exactly what happened. Hey folks, a quick word on something that you should know about. Did you know your data is exposed everywhere? Your personal data is stored across online directories, people search sites, and even commercial databases. That's info like your address, phone number, and social security number. Incogni can help track down that information and demand it be taken down. With their custom removal feature, your dedicated privacy expert will handle removing your data automatically from hundreds of data brokers and from any links you send in. I tried Incogni and found that 407 databases had my information. Thankfully, within days, Incogni was taking them down. They can't harm you if they can't find you. Use code INVESTIGATE at the link below and get 60% off an annual plan. That's incogni.com/investigate.
All right, because this is fair. This is not just me holler at you. You tell me what you want to tell me. Again, you don't tell me what you don't want to tell me. Right. You're in control of that information. But rest assured, this is about as serious as it gets. And where you fall from being somebody who pulled the trigger, right, to somebody who might just be, and thinking that's a great start point for us, because that's
I have me all the way down here at this hand.
But realize the only person who gets me from here to here is you.
Right.
Otherwise, so when you start thinking about, I'll lie or leave this out or leave this part out. Don't do that, because it's gonna set a red flag off. I've been doing this longer than you've been alive.
That wouldn't help me anyway.
Exactly. The only thing that's gonna help you is the truth. You're not gonna convince me that you weren't there. You were not going to convince me.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you I was there.
Okay, you were there when she was shot.
But I did pull the trigger. Nor did I go in the building.
Thank you.
Exactly. So I was a driver threatened by my life.
Bryn admits he messaged Kayla on February 15th and made plans to hang out. That night, he picked her up in Stephen's Black Mercury.
You just pick up her, you alone, or you with anybody else?
Oh no, there was someone else in the car.
Who was with you?
Steve, laying on the back floorboard of the car.
All right, so he got in the back seat when you went to go pick her up. He was hiding.
He was in the car.
He's hiding on the floorboard.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me about that conversation. How does he get in your car when you're gonna go pick up your friend?
It's his car.
Oh, okay.
So he told me, you're going to use my car, I'm going to come with you, and this is the plan.
In the car. What did he tell you?
He got in the car. When we got in the car, he said I'm going to be on the floorboard. You don't say shit about me, and I'm going to be really quiet. You're going to take her to where I told you to.
He tells you you're going to take her where?
You're going to take her to that juvenile center that's over by our house.
Bryn says he did exactly as he was told. He picked Kayla up and drove to Boysville. When Kayla asked what they were doing there, he told her he wanted to get high.
And I rolled up a joint in front of her, so she thinks, okay, you're actually getting high. I rolled up a joint, and I sparked it, and I asked her if she wanted it. She said no. Cool.
She didn't use drugs?
No. She smoked weed, but it was very rare. So I hit it a couple times. I put it back out. I got out. She follows.
So you got out of...
I got out of the car.
And she followed you?
Yeah, I got out because it was getting way too smoky in there. I couldn't handle no more.
Okay.
Because I have asthma. At that point, Steve gets out of the car, and she says, what's this? And I said, it's Steve. He's getting out. And that
will scare her, or what?
At that point, everything just went silent. Even I went silent. He looked at me, and he grabbed her by her hand and took her in the building. I got in the car, and I waited there.
Did Steve... Does he have a gun? Does he have a gun?
That's why I was threatened. That's why I did what I did, because he had a gun.
Okay, did he show it to you before you got in the car?
Nobody threatened my life, so I knew he had like a knife or something at least.
You said he put the gun up to Kayla?
He put it up to her back. But before he put it to her back, he pointed at me and said, don't you leave, don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Just get the car. So at that point, I got the car, relit my joint, shaking to hell.
Okay.
Turned the car on, and I just sat there. Once he got back in the car, he said, leave.
So he puts a gun, Steve Bales puts a gun to Kayla's back.
Not at first. He points it at me first.
And then tells you to get in the car.
Tells me to get
What is Kayla?
to leave. She don't say nothing. She's literally in shock.
Okay.
Like, you can tell her face, like, what the fuck's going on type of thing.
Bryn says he watched as Stephen and Kayla disappeared into the detention center.
What happens next?
About 10 minutes of after sitting in the dark, all I heard was stop, boom, 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 Steve, and then nothing. And then about 5 minutes later, Steve came out and got in the car. When he got in the car, we didn't say anything, didn't do nothing. The only thing he said was he got in the car, he looked out the window, put his seatbelt on, and said, let's go now.
Bryn says he drove them back to Stephen's apartment.
What do you guys do at the apartment?
He goes in his room, closes the door and locks it. And I'm guessing him, Narina, and Kaylin do whatever. I go back and I just went on my bed and got on the covers because I was literally, didn't know what to do.
Okay. And what happens next?
This is a new day. When I got up, I woke up and it was a new day and I just had to act like nothing happened.
So let me ask you this. What do you think happened to Kayla Sedoskey inside of Boysville with those 3 gunshots?
I believe she was shot.
Okay. So you believed who killed her?
Steve.
After Steve kills Kayla, do you talk about that? I mean, you're not going to convince me you guys...
I asked him, why did you do what you did? He said, I don't want to talk about it. He looked at me, he said, it's not your business, and walked off.
Okay.
I left it at that.
3 days later, Bryn says he drove Stephen and Narina down to Florida for their honeymoon in Stephen's Dodge SUV.
Why is it that you're driving him to Florida?
Because I was threatened.
And he's going to do what to you if you don't drive him to Florida?
He don't tell you what he's going to do. His words are, don't do it or you're going to be next. That's his words every time. And when we got there, it was kind of weird. He changed his hair color. He dyed his hair black. And you know those things you can buy at Walgreens that change your eye to a completely different color, but they're in contacts? He bought those. He automatically changed everything, even the color of his car, and made me do it. Threatened me to change the color of his car.
What color did you do to his car?
It's very, very bright blue, kind of like
What'd you guys do to it?
it's spray painted. It was a black car and now it's blue because Narina changed her hair color as well.
So Narita changed your hair color.
Her hair was blonde. It's now blue, which matches the car.
Bryn says he, Stephen, and Narina were in Florida until a few days ago. On their way back to Michigan, he says he convinced Stephen to drop him off in Ohio so Bryn could see his girlfriend. But that was just a cover story. Bryn claims his real reason for coming to Ohio was so he could get away from Stephen and go to police. Despite what he's telling them, detectives know Bryn wasn't just a pawn in Stephen's murderous game, and they confront him.
There's information in the investigation that says otherwise about your involvement at Boysville. And I can tell you what it is if you want.
Please.
Think about the communications you had on Facebook. I think it's Facebook. I don't think it's text messages. And forgive me on that. I'm not positive.
Messenger.
Yes. There's a communication, she fell for my trap. Does that make sense to you? Do you remember that communication you sent out?
No,
Yeah, it is. It's you. It's your Facebook.
I don't.
Lured her in my trap. Let me ask you this on a scale of
I'm
1 to...
already in there because I told you.
It was a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being you telling me everything that happened, and 0 being you lying about everything. Where are we on that scale?
I'm a 10.
You're not a 10.
I am a 10 because I drove there and I told you what I did and I told you what happened.
Yes, but the communication... Here's my problem. Is that the
I have no reason to lie to you.
The detective points out another hole in Bryn's story, Kaylin Ramsey's alleged confession, the one that Bryn and Stephen recorded.
So why are the videos of Kaylin saying that she shot this girl? How did those come about?
I'm gonna tell you about that. So we were in the apartments and remember I told you I confronted Steve? Like, yo, why'd you do what you did? You know? Well, Kaylin was acting weird after I said some shit like that. After he went in the room, about an hour later, that whole day, Kaylin acted really weird. You know, legs shaking, fist pumping, red, pacing around, sweating. Didn't seem right. So when we left for Florida, I called her on an iPhone. You've seen the videos. It was on a call. And I interrogated the shit on her. What you got is what I got.
Okay, so you're telling me there's no editing to any of those videos?
No. I don't even know how to do that shit.
Okay, so she's basically confessing to a crime that you know for a fact that Steve Bales did,
Yeah,
right?
Basically, she's taking the rap for somebody else.
So does that make sense to you that she would confess to a crime that you said you witnessed Steve Bales do?
No, only if she was threatened.
Okay. So did you witness any of that?
Yeah. That's one of my beliefs because I was threatened by him.
The detective senses Bryn is lying again, so he goes back to the night of the crime.
Who else was there?
Steve? So why is he not in jail?
Who else was there
Steve.
besides Steve?
And
I
Kayla.
found only one there.
And Kayla.
And who else?
Nobody.
Yes, they were. There's to you.
They weren't either.
Yeah, they are.
Who?
That's what I'm asking you. I'm not trying to.
I would like to have a lawyer because this is irritating, you know.
Okay. I didn't want to irritate you, but again, I was trying to.
Because I told you what I did.
Okay. All right.
Even though Bryn refuses to cooperate any further, detectives are confident they're getting closer to the truth about what really happened to Kayla Sedoskey. The following day, as the search for Stephen Bales and his wife Norina intensifies, detectives sit down with Kaylin Ramsey and her lawyer.
Do you know why I want to talk to you today, or why we want to talk to you today?
I do not.
Okay, so there are people who are alleging that you are responsible for Kayla's death. And I'm going to ask you straight up, is that true?
No.
Not true. Okay.
I know nothing about her death. Absolutely nothing.
Okay. Who do you think is responsible for her death?
Stephen Bale.
Why?
Because he's threatened to kill her too.
How do you know?
I heard him on the phone with somebody saying I'm going to kill her.
Okay. Do you remember talking to Steve and Britt on the phone? You were on FaceTime and they were talking about Kayla's death. You remember that?
I do not.
Okay. Would it surprise you if I told you, and again, I'm not lying, if I told you they recorded you saying that you killed Kayla? Would that surprise you?
Are you serious? Because I would never kill anybody a day in my life.
Another detective joins the interview, and he plays the video Bryn gave police.
We already know. Did what you did. Right. So. You done told us. We know that you shot twice. Where did you put the gun? In the river.
But Kaylin insists her so-called confession isn't what it seems.
Seems literally tell they're trying to set me
In a
up.
white van.
I've never killed anybody. That was all coerced. That's all a lie right there.
Okay.
They made me say all that.
How did they make you say all that?
They were sitting there before they left, trying to rehearse things.
Okay.
And then I guess before they started recording me, they were rehearsing it with me without me even knowing it.
What do you mean they were rehearsing with you?
Telling me to say all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. What did they tell you to say?
Exactly what was said in those videos.
So tell me about that whole conversation, because I guess I'm not understanding. Because if I knew someone were dead, right?
Right.
Hypothetically, and if someone were saying, "Hey, I want you to say we're going to be talking to Taysom, let's rehearse this. I want you to say you shot her." Is that logical for you to say, "Okay, yeah, let's have a game"? That's not really logical, and I don't know that anyone's going to believe it. And again, this is your chance, because you can. I will not make promises, but this might be your chance to help yourself and say, "All right, look, this is what happened," because there's no doubt.
I'm being truthful.
Well, now, Keelan, there's no doubt you know more. There's absolutely no doubt. But you were not the mastermind here, okay? Don't take the fall for this whole thing.
Kaylin requests to speak with her attorney in private. After a short break, she agrees to tell detectives what she says actually happened.
What's your talk about what happened on the 15th?
He found out came to me and told me that he had killed Kayla.
Okay.
He said he had finally done it.
Okay.
And I looked at him like, why?
And what did he say?
He said, I killed Kayla.
Okay.
Because she owed me money. I don't know the exact amount. I don't know what for.
What did he tell? What more did he tell you though?
That's all he told me. All he said is he killed Kayla. He didn't say how or when or where.
Okay. So how does that explain the video? It
He
does.
said he'd kill me if I didn't do it. On those videos.
When
If I
I
didn't do those videos, he said he'd kill me.
Kaylin maintains she's a victim in all of this too, but detectives call her bluff.
I've been doing this job a long time, and so has he. Can we clean the slate and start over and get the full story here? Because right now, Kaylin, that's not it. You're giving me half truths there. Let's start from the beginning. Help you, help me, help you.
You want to talk to me again?
I think I'm done for today.
Okay.
My stress level getting too high. It's slowly making me sick.
Kaylin shuts down the interview, and detectives decide to let her go for now. Several weeks go by, and Stephen Bales and his wife Narina remain on the lam. In the meantime, detectives locate something else they've been searching for: Stephen's black Mercury. Based off intel from his landlord, police track the vehicle to Stephen's mother's house in Michigan. They seize and search the vehicle, and they find more incriminating evidence. On the front passenger fender, they find smudges of an oily liquid substance that appears to be the same liquid substance found on Kayla's body. Samples of the substance are collected from the vehicle and sent to the crime lab for analysis, and the results are a match. Weeks later, detectives get the break they've been waiting for. Cell phone records indicate Stephen and Narina are hiding out at Narina's cousin's house in New Hanover County, North Carolina. With the help of U.S. Marshals, Michigan State Police make their move. After a short standoff, Stephen Bales and his wife Narina are arrested and taken into custody. The next day, detectives sit down with Stephen, and they don't mince words.
We've been working this case, you know, when she was found, so we've had a team of detectives.
That's all over Facebook.
Okay, so we've had a team of detectives working on this since March 2nd, okay? We know, and I'm just letting you know ahead of time, because I'm a very candid guy, right? So we know everything about you, we know everything about Bryn, we know everything about Kaylin. So the reason why I'm telling you this is we'd love for you to fill in some details, but if you tell us any lies, both of us immediately are going to know. Like, immediately.
Sure.
If you tell us a half-truth, we're immediately going to know. Does that make sense? So when we talk here, honestly, I would rather, if you're planning on lying, even a little one, let's end it now. I would rather you just walk out now.
I like to say I did not kill that girl.
Okay.
Me and my wife were on our honeymoon, and that's when you guys started calling me. That's when you called me that day.
You told me you're in Arizona?
Yeah, I went in Arizona.
Why'd you tell me you're in Arizona?
So because my mom told me, she's like, just ignore everybody, just ignore Facebook, just go and have fun with your wife, have fun on your honeymoon. Ignore everybody. Just tell them where you're at. Just tell them somewhere where you're at. So I said, okay. I made up in Arizona, so everybody would leave me alone. We were in Florida the whole time, and then we came back because then we had nowhere to go. So back towards Michigan we go. And that's when we were gonna come talk to you. me and Narina. But plans changed.
Stephen says that's when Bryn convinced him to go to Ohio so they could meet up with Bryn's girlfriend and lay low for a while. But when they got to Ohio, Bryn went AWOL, and that's when Stephen realized he'd been duped.
So I'm like, they tried to set us up. I'm like, why would he try to set us up to so get in the truck and we wait till we leave. Right while we're leaving, 3 spotter cars come up in the gas station. So we're leaving. So Narina's like, well, I have a cousin in North Carolina. So, oh my God, I just left North Carolina. Sorry, let's go to North Carolina. Spend some time with her. The guy's down, so we may be there for like maybe 4 days, 5 days. Until I guess they pinged my phone or something. They said that I heard old officers talking. They pinged my phone.
So, you know Kayla Sedoskey?
That's my ex-girlfriend. Me and her have had past for years, and
Tell me about it.
I mean, I miss that girl, but she is a handful. She's like, in her, we always argued all the time.
About what?
Just anything. Like, she'd get jealous if I'm talking to somebody. Like, if I'm talking to a cousin that's a female, she would think I'm cheating on her. And then she would threaten me, like, she could kill me.
How long did you date her?
It was off and on, so.
So for how long?
I mean, she was always my queen bee. She was always, and all the girls friends that I had, they already knew that, that was my queen bee.
So you really loved her?
Yeah, I really did. And I still do.
Were you upset with her specifically about, say, did you blame her for going to prison or anything like that?
No, because you want to know the funny thing about that? Mm-hmm. Put me in prison for a year. Said that I choked her, that I slammed her against the wall. She lied because I was messing with her sister at the time.
So you didn't blame her for putting you in prison?
No, because the lawyer, after they dropped the charges, said, we can put her under prison now, right? I said, I'm a better person.
Sure.
These were my exact words. I want this to be dead. I want it gone.
And you loved her?
I loved her.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you know why you want to talk to you today?
Yeah.
About what?
Because of what Caitlin did to her.
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you straight up. Were you involved in the planning and execution of her murder?
No, I was not.
So you were not involved in the planning and execution of Kayla's death?
No, I was not.
Stephen swears he wasn't even in town when Kayla was murdered. He says that he, Narina, and Bryn had already left town for their honeymoon trip to Florida.
Okay. And you got married when?
The 14th.
So the night before? Yes. So you got married the night before?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. The afternoon, sometime in the afternoon on the 15th, you left? Yes. Are you absolutely positive about that? There's no real question. All right. So have you ever been to the old Boysville facility?
One time.
When was that?
I had it like 20 years ago.
20 years ago? Okay. So, and you mentioned that you left for your wedding in the afternoon of February 15th. Or I should say, would it surprise you to know that we had a Facebook conversation between you and Bryn at Boysville that night?
No. You don't.
I guarantee we do.
Well, this is where I need my lawyer then.
Okay. Sounds because
I know that's a lie.
Oh, it's a guarantee. You'll see it. It's not a lie. The only thing that's not a lie is what you've been telling me since we sat down.
Just like Bryn and Kaylin, Stephen refuses to admit the truth about Kayla's murder. But unlike her husband, Narina decides she's done lying.
Tell me everything you know about Kayla Sedoskey's death. Everything. Start from the very beginning.
So, this is what happened. Okay?
Narina names Stephen, Bryn Smith, Kaylin Ramsey, and Stephen's stepdaughter, 23-year-old Sierra Bemis, as the perpetrators.
Then I got dressed up.
And who's they?
Sierra Bemis, Bryn Smith, Kaylin Ramsey. Kaylin, yeah. Steve, they took her to that place up there on Meadow.
Is it, if I give you the name, don't tell me if it's wrong. I want to hear, is it called Boysville?
Yes.
Okay, so Brian or Bryn was talking to Kayla on Facebook, like they're together.
Yep.
And he said they got her. Who got her to go to Boysville?
Brian, Brent, and Caitlin.
How did Bryn and Caitlin get her?
Because Steve and Brent and Caitlin, they all went to go get her from where she was at.
Okay, so Steve, Bryn, Kaylin, Sierra went in the little black car to pick up Kayla. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Did they go all together in that car to pick her up? And how do you know this?
Because when they left me at the house, they told me everything.
Okay, so they went to pick her up, and then what happened?
And then they called one of their buddies, Alex. I don't know his last name.
Okay.
But he had the gun, but actually they went back to her.
Using Stephen's cell phone records, detectives identify Alex as 26-year-old Alexander Faco.
So he had the gun. When did he give them the gun?
No, he dropped it off,
Where?
and then at the apartment.
When did he drop it off at the apartment?
The day before her death.
Okay. And did he know that what it was going to be used for?
Yeah.
Do you know what caliber it was?
I believe 22.
Okay. All right. So let's back up here now. So, and correct me if I say anything wrong. Bryn, Steve, Kaylin, Sierra all got dressed in black. They jumped in the little, is it the Mercury? Okay. Little Mercury to go pick up Kayla. Is that correct? And to bring her to Boise. Do you know how they all got her to get in the car with them?
That part, I don't know if I wasn't there to see it.
Okay.
Norina says Stephen deliberately chose his Mercury because Kayla had ridden in it before.
So Steve said that he wanted to pick her up with that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Right.
Steve told you that he wanted to pick her up in that car because she'd been in it before and her DNA would gain.
Yeah.
And so that would help to do what? Avoid police.
Yeah, I'm guessing because he didn't want to get caught.
Do you know who shot her?
Kaylin.
How do you know that Kaylin shot her?
Well, I do have videos on my phone if you want to see the videos.
Are those the ones where they're at, that Steve and Bryn are asking for questions?
Yes.
Well, we know about that. Besides, and I'll look at those videos in a second, but besides those videos, how do you know that she shot her? That Kaylin shot Kayla?
Because he called me and told me about it.
Who called you?
Steve.
And when did he call you?
He called me before they killed her.
And what did he tell you?
He told me that we got her in the right spot, we got what we needed, and Steve walked back from Kaylin's way, and Kaylin shot her.
But was he the organizing this whole thing? Was he the one that kind of controlling it and telling people to do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve said the reason why I killed her because she put me in prison for 2 years.
Norina tells detectives that Kaylin had her own reason for going along with Stephen's murder plot.
She said the reason why I'm killing her because of what she said about my son.
Did she say that before or after Kayla was dead?
Before.
According to Norina, Kaylin and Kayla got into a big fight over Christmas.
Okay, so sometime after Christmas, there was a conversation, an argument between Kayla and Kaylin. And they were arguing about what?
I don't know what they're arguing about. I just know that they were arguing. I don't know exactly what they're arguing about. I heard I was a witness.
And Kayla stated what?
Kayla stated that she was my close son.
Kaylin's son.
Yes.
And what did Kaylin say at that time?
Kaylin said, I'm going to kill you and you respect it.
With the likely motives established, detectives circle back to more details of the actual crime.
What happened though? What's the next thing you know that happened?
Oh, nothing. I know what happened. They covered her with tarp. They covered her, they covered with the, one of those file cabinets, one of those doors where you get like one of those things.
Okay, a file cabinet and door?
Yeah.
You said a file cabinet or door?
File cabinet. They used a shower curtain to cover her up. They put lotion on her, like something lotion, all over her body. They did a lot of stuff to make her not the smell.
To mask the smell?
Yeah.
This explains the substance found on Kayla's body and on the fender of Stephen's Mercury.
And then they all came back and they didn't say much. I mean, they did what they did, and then they came back, but none of them didn't say nothing after that. And then we left for our honeymoon to Florida.
Narina says when they learned via Facebook that Kayla's body had been found, Stephen ordered her to dye her hair, and he tried to disguise himself too.
He shaved his head, he dyed his beard, black.
Black, okay.
Basically it.
Okay, did he get contacts at all?
No.
Okay, did he do anything to the car?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He painted it blue. Spray paint.
Okay, what color did he spray paint it?
Blue.
Why did he spray paint it?
Because he didn't want his car to be found.
Did he do anything with the license plate?
No.
And Narina reveals she was with Stephen and Bryn when they called Kaylin and recorded her confession.
Did she know she'd be recorded?
No.
Okay. All right. And why did they want to get her to confess?
Because she's the one that actually killed Kayla.
So were they trying to get themselves out of trouble?
Yes, basically.
All right. Who was the person? If you could name one person, the head person that planned this whole thing out to kill Kayla, who was it? Steve. Did Steve convince Kaylin to shoot her? Was he the one? And Steve got the gun from Alex? Okay, and Steve, did he convince Sierra to go and help out?
Yep.
Did you see him do that? Yep. Did Steve convince Bryn to assist him as well? Yep. Okay.
So far, everything Narina has said lines up with the evidence, but there's one detail detectives suspect she's not being honest about.
Here's the deal, and I just want to make this completely clear. Do I think that you went to that facility and pulled trigger and killed Kayla? Absolutely not. I don't think you went and shot the gun, right? Do I think you had a role to play that Steve assigned you? There's no doubt. I want to hear what your role was, because I know you had a role. So what I want is complete honesty.
Oh, that is the truth. Okay. I have this guy on the phone.
So they would go while they were at Boysville, you were listening to the police scan. So in other words, if you heard the police going to Boysville, you were going to let him know.
Yep.
Okay. So did he instruct you to do that then, to let him know if you heard the police going to Boysville?
Yep.
So he didn't get caught.
Yep.
So I want to just run over this. Everyone's involvement in this. So Steve's involvement in this, in Kayla's homicide, in the murder, was he was angry that she put him in prison previously. So he masterminded, or he organized this plan for them all to kill her. Is that correct? Okay. And tell me if I'm wrong on anything, okay? Bryn's involvement was he was contacting her on Facebook to kind of make it seem like they were dating. Is that correct?
Yep.
And then Kaylin's involvement in the homicide, she was angry. She wanted to kill her because Kayla, you were present at a argument where Kayla threatened to kill her son.
Yep.
And she was the shooter, as far as you know.
Yep.
Okay? Sierra's involvement in this was she was supposed to go over and distract Kayla inside so someone could come up and shoot her. Is that correct? Alex's involvement in the homicide was he gave the gun to Steve, and he knew that it was going to be used to kill Kayla. Is that correct? Okay. And your involvement is just the only thing you did was listen to the police again. Okay. And so that Steve and the rest didn't get caught. That's not.
You were supposed to call Steve.
Is that who you're supposed to call to let them know?
Yeah.
Okay.
In total, 6 people are arrested and charged in connection to the murder of Kayla Sedoskey. In 2024, Kaylin Ramsey and Bryn Smith both plead no contest to second-degree homicide. A judge sentences them each to 40 to 60 years in prison. Narina Bales pleads no contest to second-degree homicide. She is sentenced to 13.5 to 30 years in prison. Sierra Bemis also pleads no contest to second-degree homicide. She is sentenced to 18 to 30 years in prison. Alexander Faco pleads guilty to tampering with evidence and 3 counts of accessory after the fact to a felony. He is sentenced to 5 to 10 years in prison. The lone holdout is Stephen Bales. He pleads not guilty to first-degree homicide and conspiracy to commit homicide. But between the evidence against him and the testimony of Narina, Sierra, and Alexander, his fate is sealed. In March of 2024, Stephen Bales is found guilty on all charges and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. At his sentencing, Kayla's mother addresses the court, saying, quote, 6 people, and not one had any compassion to stop the others. People who are your friends turn out to be predators and murderers. Today, all that remains of the crime scene is an empty lot and a small cross placed there in Kayla's memory. It's a touching yet haunting reminder of her life and the future she was robbed of.